Want to change your life? Start by changing yourself and your habits. Imagine your mind as an artist, painting the canvas of your life. It's not just a spectator, but an active participant, shaping your world with every stroke. The colors it uses? Your thoughts and feelings. The patterns it follows? Your habits. If you're used to seeing yourself as a victim, your mind will keep painting that picture, and you'll keep living it. It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. But what if you could change the painting? What if you could pick up a new brush, choose new colors, and create a different picture? It's not easy, of course. Our habits are deeply rooted, influenced by our upbringing, culture, society, and even our genes. They've been shaping our identities for so long that changing them can feel like a threat. Yet, there's a growing desire for a new kind of art, a reality that goes beyond our old habits. This desire is a response to the world's increasing instability and uncertainty. As the traditional structures of society crumble, we're forced to question our old habits and face the discomfort of change. But here's the good news. Change, though uncomfortable, can be good for us. Research shows that shifting our perspective can significantly improve our health and quality of life. A more positive and empowered mindset can lead to better physical health, more satisfying relationships, and greater success in our careers. So, let's step out of our comfort zones and challenge our old habits. Let's pick up a new brush, choose new colors, and create a different picture. It might be a tough journey, but it's also a journey towards self-discovery and a better life. It's time to break the habit of being ourselves and create a new, more empowering reality. Point 2. Your brain energy can change your mood and experiences. Think positive. In the fascinating world of quantum physics, there's a concept known as the observer effect. It's a bit like magic, but it's actually science. Let's break it down. Imagine the world is made up of teeny, tiny particles, so small we can't see them. One of these is called an electron. Now here's the crazy part. When a scientist looks at an electron, it changes. Just by being watched, it transforms from a wave of possibilities into a solid reality. It's like the electron is a shy actor, only stepping into its role when it knows it's being watched. Electrons are a bit like superheroes. They have two identities. Sometimes they're waves, existing in a bunch of places at once. Other times they're particles, solid and in one place. The act of observing them decides which identity they take on. So, what does this have to do with you and me? Well, when you imagine something, it's like that electron in wave form. It's a bunch of possibilities. By focusing on it, you're observing it. And just like the electron, it can become a reality. This means your mind has the power to shape the world around you. Think of energy as a ball of clay. A potter can mold that clay into anything they want. Your mind is the potter, and energy is the clay. Since everything around us is made of energy, your mind can shape it. Your consciousness and energy are two sides of the same coin. This means your mind, which is energy, can influence the world around you, which is also energy. You're a being of energy with the power to shape your surroundings. In simpler terms, you can change your world by changing your mind. You can influence your environment because it's made of energy, just like you. This is what it means to be a mindful matter. So, by tapping into the power of our minds, we can shape our reality. We can influence our moods, our experiences, and even the tiny particles around us. By understanding and using this concept, we can break free from old habits and create a new reality. Point 3. Your thoughts shape your life. Change your thoughts. Change your life. Imagine this. You're someone who's always thinking about your mistakes and failures. You're stuck in a loop of negative thoughts and self-doubt. This mindset starts to shape how you see yourself as a failure. It influences your actions and decisions, making you avoid risks and opportunities because you're convinced you'll fail. Your life, in a way, is shaped by your thoughts. Now, picture a different scenario. You're someone who constantly focuses on your strengths and potential. Your mind is filled with positive thoughts and self-belief. This mindset shapes your self-image. You see yourself as capable and successful. It influences your actions and decisions, making you more likely to take on challenges and seize opportunities because you believe you can succeed. Again, your life is shaped by your thoughts, but this time in a positive way. This is the power of the mind. It can shape our reality. By changing our thought patterns, we can change our lives. This doesn't mean focusing on the materialistic aspects of life, like our physical environment or bodies. Instead, it means focusing on higher ideals and aspirations. Instead of dwelling on our current circumstances, we should imagine the life we want and focus our thoughts on that vision. Our brain plays a key role in this process. It's always processing information about our surroundings and experiences, storing this knowledge as synaptic connections. These connections represent everything we know and have experienced. There's a saying, cells that fire together wire together. This means that when we repeatedly think a certain way, the brain cells involved in those thoughts form stronger connections. Over time, these connections become so strong that they form a habitual thought pattern. But here's the good news. We can influence these synaptic connections by consciously choosing to think differently. For example, if we consistently focus on positive thoughts, the brain cells involved in those thoughts will form stronger connections. Over time, this can create a new, positive thought pattern. By continuously practicing this, we can reshape our brain's responses to life's events, effectively breaking the habit of being ourselves and creating a new, improved version of ourselves. Point 4. Stay in the present and let go of the past by changing your thoughts. Think of your mind as a massive library. Each book in this library is a memory or experience from your past. Some of these books are filled with happy memories and positive experiences, but some are filled with painful memories and negative experiences. Now, imagine every time something in your present life triggers a memory. It's like you're pulling out one of these books and reliving the story it tells. For instance, if you've had a tough breakup in the past, seeing a happy couple might trigger you to pull out the breakup book and relive the heartache. These triggers can be subtle or obvious, but they all do the same thing. They yank you out of the present moment and throw you back into the past. This is a cycle that can be tough to break, as our bodies are often conditioned to react in certain ways based on our past experiences. This is what it means when it's said that the body runs the mind. So, how do we break this cycle? The key is to stay in the present and cut our ties with the past. This doesn't mean forgetting or ignoring our past, but rather changing the way we react to it. Instead of letting our past experiences dictate our present reactions, we can choose to respond in a way that aligns with our present reality and future goals. This process involves retraining our brain to focus on the present and the future, rather than the past. It's like rewiring the connections in our brain so that our default reaction is no longer to reach for the past books in our mental library, but to stay grounded in the present moment. One effective way to do this is through obsession. By obsessing over a new future, whether it's a future that already exists or one that we want to create, we can change the makeup of our brain and body. This obsession acts like a magnet, pulling our thoughts and actions towards this new future and away from our past. In essence, the message is that we have the power to shape our reality by changing our thoughts. By staying in the present and cutting our ties with the past, we can create a new future for ourselves. Point 5. Your brain shapes your thoughts and feelings. Understand it to control them. Let's dive into the fascinating world of our brain, which is like a complex, well-oiled machine with different parts performing different roles. We'll focus on 3 key areas: the neocortex, the limbic brain, and the cerebellum. First up, the neocortex, or as we like to call it, the thinking brain. Picture it as the big boss of a company, making all the crucial decisions. It's the newest part of our brain, evolution-wise, and it's in charge of our conscious thoughts, our sense of self, and other high-level thinking tasks. A key player in the neocortex is the frontal lobe, which is like the brain's problem solver, helping us make decisions and anticipate the outcomes of our actions. In a nutshell, the neocortex is the master builder of our experiences, piecing together our understanding of the world through what we learn and experience. Next, we have the limbic brain, or the emotional brain. Think of it as your personal journal, jotting down not just the events of your life, but also your feelings during those events. It's in charge of forming and storing long-term memories, especially those tied to strong emotions. This emotional context makes it easier for us to remember these memories. The neocortex and the limbic brain team up to help us express our memories, making it easier for us to put into words what we've learned or experienced. Lastly, we have the cerebellum, or the subconscious brain. It's located at the back of our head and is the busiest part of the brain. Picture it as a computer's hard drive, storing a variety of tasks and skills, from simple ones like tying a shoelace to complex ones like playing a musical instrument. It also stores our emotional reactions, habitual behaviors, and learned responses. Basically, it's the keeper of our subconscious mind, holding on to everything we've learned and remember. Here's a fun fact. The cerebellum is incredibly interconnected. Each neuron in the cerebellum can connect with at least 200,000 other cells, and up to 1 million others. This vast network is designed to achieve balance, coordination, and controlled movements. So, how can we use this knowledge to change our lives? According to Dr. Joe Dispenza, we need to embrace the quantum model of reality. This means choosing a desired reality and focusing our thoughts and feelings on that reality. By doing so, we can trick our body and mind into believing that they are already in that reality. This process connects us to the infinite possibilities that exist in the quantum field, which is a fancy way of saying all the potential outcomes that could happen. In a nutshell, by understanding the roles of the neocortex, limbic brain, and cerebellum, we can better understand how our thoughts and feelings shape our lives. By consciously directing our thoughts and feelings, we can create new experiences and ultimately, a new reality for ourselves. Point 6. Forget your old habits and adopt new ones to truly change yourself. Let's talk about a fascinating concept, the idea of unlearning who you've been and embracing a new version of yourself. It's like hitting the reset button on your personality, habits, and beliefs. Sounds intriguing, right? Let's break it down into 7 steps. Induction, recognizing, admitting and declaring, surrendering, observing and reminding, redirecting, and creating and rehearsing. Induction. First off, think about something you'd like to change about yourself. Maybe it's a bad habit or a limiting belief that's been holding you back. Close your eyes and really feel what it's like to be in that state. Try to see yourself from an outsider's point of view. This is induction, and it's all about becoming more aware of your feelings and how they influence your actions. Recognizing. Next, you need to identify the thoughts and actions that go hand in hand with your old self. This requires a good dose of self-awareness and mindfulness. By getting to know these patterns, you can start to nip them in the bud before they take over. It's like staying one step ahead of your old self, so you can take the reins and make different choices. Admitting and declaring. Now, it's time to be brutally honest with yourself and admit what you want to change. Declare your intentions to the universe and open yourself up to new possibilities. This step might be tough, as it requires you to be vulnerable and brave, but it's a vital part of the change process. Surrendering. Surrendering is all about letting go of your old beliefs and assumptions. It's about accepting that you don't know everything and being open to new ways of thinking and being. This step is about giving up control and trusting in the process of change. Observing and reminding. In this step, you keep an eye on your old self and remind yourself of who you don't want to be anymore. This helps to reinforce your commitment to change and keeps you focused on your new self. It's about breaking free from the past and creating a new future. Redirecting. Redirecting is about consciously choosing to think and act differently. It's about breaking old patterns and creating new ones. This step is key for creating lasting change, as it's about rewiring your brain and creating new neural pathways. In simpler terms, it's about training your brain to think and act in new ways. Creating and rehearsing. The final step is to practice being your new self. This involves visualizing your new self and rehearsing new ways of thinking and acting. It's about creating a new identity and getting comfortable with it. This step is crucial for making your new self a reality. In a nutshell, unlearning your old self and embracing a new one is about becoming aware of your old patterns, admitting what you want to change, letting go of your old beliefs, observing and reminding yourself of who you don't want to be, redirecting your thoughts and actions, and creating and rehearsing your new self. It's a journey of transformation that requires commitment, bravery, and practice. Point 7. Conclusion. The power to change your life lies within you. By understanding how your mind works, you can break free from old habits and create new ones that align with your desired reality. The key is to consciously choose your thoughts and emotions rather than being controlled by them. Your mind is a powerful tool, and when used correctly, it can transform your life. By changing your thoughts and emotions, you can change your reality. This requires a deep understanding of your own mind and the willingness to step out of your comfort zone. Meditation is a powerful tool in this process. It allows you to disconnect from your external environment and connect with your inner self. This connection enables you to create a new reality that aligns with your desires. Remember, change is a process, not an event. It requires patience, persistence, and practice. But with time and effort, you can break the habit of being yourself and create a new one. So, start today. Identify the habits that are holding you back and replace them with ones that will propel you forward. You have the power to create a new reality. All you need to do is make the choice to change.